Hi, this is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I help you with the marketing and the sales strategies so that you can have a life and a business that you love without being pushy, salesy, or sleazy. And I have something for you today that I think you're going to love. Number one, we're going to hit on how you can make the most of your social media marketing with the least amount of time. Always a topic of conversation, because as the platforms expand, like Facebook, where we all are and all should be, and maybe second is Instagram, even more so than Twitter, you need to be on LinkedIn so you can associate with business and do business to business work. But for most of us, Facebook is going to be where we capture our clients and our customers easily. And then there's all the rest. How do you spend time with them? What do you do? How frequently do you post? And if you haven't studied the algorithms at all, you've heard the word, you know it means something, but you don't know what's happening right now with the algorithms on Facebook, this will give you a little insight. And this will be probably one of the shortest podcasts that I've ever done, but potentially one of the most important. There are three things that you need to remember. That number one, it is no longer about how frequently or how many times a day you post. It is much more about the quality and the content of that post, such that your fans on the page are engaging with it, whether that means they like it, they're commenting on it, or they're sharing. And that is the bronze, the silver, and the gold medal in terms of social. But when you have that going on, and Facebook sees that your fans are engaging with your content, they know they want to show more of what it is that you're posting to people and let it be accessible because it's relevant to what they want. It essentially is a campaign. They're electing you. They're voting for you. It's a popularity contest. And you need them to engage. So you posting more blank memes with a quote that get no likes, shares, or comments at all does not do you any good. There is no point system for frequency or more. It's about the quality, and your customers are the ones who get to vote on that quality. So number one, fewer, which is a relief, but higher quality content. So there's a flip there. There's a swap. You don't have to spend as much time just namelessly, blindly posting content, sharing content from other pages if that's what you're doing. But you do need to take that time that you stop doing that and create better content. That means dig deeper into the topic that you're going to share about, do more research, do interviews, get quotes, look up quotes, insert them. So it may be that you're sharing a portion of an actual blog, or maybe you do mini blogging on your social sites. But what I would suggest is that you take your blog content or your podcast content, and if you've taken the time, you've done that research on it, then break it up into small parts. If you've done a long video, take a minute or two of it in short video and make a really quick post. Make it engaging so your customers, your fans who are watching it, have to do something. Make it so that you're instructing them, say, to do an exercise with you while they're watching, not just watching you do something and talk about it, but you're actually having them do it and then asking them interactively, where do they feel it? And then tell them, if you feel it here, this. If you feel it here, that. That's just an example, and I'll admit, a very broad one at that. But that's an example of you engaging with them, getting them active in it so they can't resist doing the exercise with you instead of simply watching you, because then they can turn it off at any time. But if they're down on the floor, standing on one leg, watching you and doing it, they'll be much less likely to turn you off. So that was number one. Fewer but better posts, more content. And two is that deep diving into the content. Remember that it's not just about you posting. So you can't have or don't want to. You might have this, but you want to change it. If you have a social media manager who only goes in and posts, she's not actually working with someone who does your blogs, your articles, your videos, and taking that content and breaking it up, each one of them into a minimum of 6 different kinds of pieces. Maybe it's a text, maybe it's a quote, maybe it's an image, maybe it's a minute of a full video like I gave you the example earlier. But there's got to be some integration into, and then where does it lead to? What's the link you're leading them back to? So the content is what will engage. The link is, if they engage, will they want to take the next step? That should be it. So there's 1 and 2 right there. Fewer but better posts. 2 is all about and coming from content, not content that originates on your social media site, but content that originates on your website so you can bring them back home. Number 3 is video. If you're using social media and you are not using video, live video or stories on Instagram, live video or uploaded video on Facebook, live video, streaming video on YouTube and uploaded regularly onto YouTube, you're missing out. So those types of things, what we're seeing is that 2 years ago even, it was all about memes. Create a meme, just a colorful graphic square with a quote in the middle of it, and your URL was all you needed. Even a year ago, that was working. It's not working anymore because video is edging you out. So if you do nothing else, instead of posting those 4 memes and posts just to get your quota up today, do live video every day. Go in and do a Q&A, do a lunch and learn, do an exercise of the day, design something different for every single day, and then let people know, here's the time I'm going to be on, here's the content that I'm going to do. You want to set the time in the day that you're going to be on live, and then you want to go invite your audience through your email and announce it on your social media that you're going to be live. You have to tell people. And if you can engage people, and it's how many people engage with that video at any time. When you're live, yes, lots of points. But afterward, the great thing about live Facebook is it lives on in Facebook. And so you can link to it, you can send people to that video, you can download it, put it on YouTube, you can repurpose it in many ways. But video will be king. So video will be everywhere. And if you're not on video, especially in the fitness industry where we are unnatural for going live because we have movement that catches people's eyes. So when they're scrolling through, it's not just a head and shoulders shot of somebody talking. Even that is a good thing. But if you are demonstrating an exercise, albeit something that looks different or unique, even better, because people won't be able to take their eyes off of it. Now, here's the secret about video. What we know right now, and algorithms change as we know, longer video gets more interaction and engagement, and therefore points from Facebook. And by points, that means that the longer the video is, Facebook notices, and they're going to start showing you and your content to more people. Now, the opposite may not be true on YouTube. So if we create 2 or 3 minute videos of high quality content that really gets to the point, tells them what you're going to tell them, tells it to them, summarizes what you tell them, and tells them the next step, if you can do that in 2 or 3 minutes and someone watches 100% of that video, you're going to get more and more shows and recommendations on that right side of the screen, which is what you want. But Facebook likes long video. So think about 20-minute, 30-minute sessions at minimum, and and you'll be showing or get shown to a lot more people. So try to get comfortable with that and make sure you're placing your time priorities right when you're using social media. And if you have questions, add them below the show, and make sure you leave a rating in iTunes if this was valuable. Let me know where your biggest challenge is, particularly when it comes to social media.